Yeah, chilling.
Cheers. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Man, Cody.
I have those exact AirPods.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, what's
the baby blue ones.
Well, these are baby blue AirPods Max.
I kept going into the Apple store like, should I get them? Should I, because I've been like a wired headphones guy for a while. Wired headphones nation.
Yes,
and then I was like, you know what? The song came out and I was like, I'm going to get myself a baby blue pair of AirPods Max as a present to myself for releasing this song.
Amazing, man. Well, the good thing about these AirPods Max is you can actually attach a wire to them. So if you do want to be part of the Wired Buds Nation,
there you go.
You can do that with the AirPods Max too, man.
Cool.
Cody, man, it is such an honor to speak to you. I am, it's interesting. Most guests that I have on this show, I would say I'm a huge fan of, right? So like I would, normally want to talk about mainly their career or their work or anything like that. But when it comes to you, there is something that we share that's quite similar, and throughout your entire career, it's something that I've been observing and watching. I got my radio career from YouTube.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah,
so
cool.
this was probably at around 2011. I was 18 years old. I was a dancer with my twin brother.
Yeah.
And we danced to a Lady Gaga song.
Cool.
And then she saw it and then put it all over her socials. And back in 2011,
Really?
you would know,
Yeah,
if Lady Gaga was to post something,
Of
right,
course.
it's huge.
That's massive.
Massive. And
No
then
way.
Yeah, from there, I got a bit of a dance career and then became friends with people in media, and then the radio career kind of happened.
Were you a dancer?
I was a dancer at first.
Yeah.
And then they were like, we
And
kind
you
of
were
like
doing
your voice.
videos on YouTube dancing?
Dancing.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah,
Sick.
right. And it's interesting seeing, this was the same time that you were...
Yeah,
20...
around
that time, right? So it's so interesting to kind of see, I think mine comes from a very micro level. I think yours comes from like a global level, but it's just so fascinating to see. The one thing I want to know is simply, like, do you ever think of where would our lives be without YouTube?
Honestly, yeah, I think about that all the time. I mean, it just would have been a very different trajectory, you know? And it's just like one of those right place, right time, right moment in history thing that just dictates, your life path, and you, I don't know, I haven't given it that much thought, but I owe so much to, I guess, YouTube and the early days of social media. My career started at the very birth of, what people would classify as social media, from like MySpace and YouTube and all that stuff. And I've kind of like moved with it ever since, and it's been a massive part of my life and career and the way I've been able to communicate with my audience and release and promote music, and you know what I mean? It's such like a crazy thing to think about. And it's changed so much since even then, the last 15 years, like and we just have to adapt to it and roll with it. And
I agree.
I
agree. I think it's such a full circle moment, because how I discovered your song "Baby Blue" right was on social media, on TikTok.
Cool.
I had no idea it was your song at first, because I was like,
it was just the sound,
and all these users were making their own videos. So I was like, this song is a vibe.
Hell yeah.
I love this song.
Thank you.
And then I went, oh, hang on, this is a Cody Simpson song. That's when you know a song is good. Because when you go simply, you just discover it through something that's so organic. There's no artist attached to it. It's just simply, this is a good song.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's how I started with when we made it. I was like, I just need to post the first 10 seconds of this and see what happens, see how people react to it. And it immediately started spreading around TikTok, and people were using it to their soundtrack to their life in the morning, and like it hit this whole like hope core thing that's happening on TikTok right now, with people doing lists of things they're like, and we just kept like, it's spring in the US, and we were just kind of like using it as a bit of a we're coming out of a really dark time into something that feels really beautiful, and like a blossoming of like, and that's what the song felt like to me. It was like, everything's gonna be okay again kind of thing. I can put my headphones on and walk down the street and not feel shame for being like excited to be alive, and like and it just seemed to like have an infectious thing that people seem to be reacting to, which is cool. And I'm glad that you loved it when you heard it.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I felt.
Yeah.
I mean, and God, Baby Blue was such a beautiful way to kind of describe the song. Like, it's just such an easy way to...
The song is the color to me,
Yeah.
which is like why we came up with the music, and the beat and the chords, and we were like building the music first, and that really informed what the song was about and the lyrical content and the title and everything. And I was like, this song is just Baby Blue to me.
Yeah.
From like a synesthesia point of view.
Yeah.
And
is that how you work creatively? Are you a visual person?
Yeah, like I see songs have colors and stuff to me. I'm not like I'm not sort of some people actually have that thing where they, or songs and sounds they see colors in front of them, but I sort of assign colors based on how they feel.
Yeah.
And that would, to me, it's also my favorite color. So I was just
I was going to say, you spent like a lot of your time in the water, and I'm sure blue, played a huge part of that.
Yeah, it meant so much to me, just from what I'd been through as a swimmer, and I don't know, it just felt that way, and it felt hopeful.
I'm a sucker for nostalgia. I love like just anything that's 80s, 90s, like take me back kind of vibe. And in that song, I'm hearing Tears for Fears, I'm hearing Michael Jackson, I'm hearing Alphaville, all these songs. Did nostalgia play a part in making this song?
Absolutely. And those references are so spot on, and like I've been on like a real 80s wave, just what I've been listening to at the moment, and then also like figuring out how to bring that into like where I think pop music is. And there's a real 80s wave in like pop music right now. And I was like just loving what people were releasing, and really excited to have my own take on it. And I think over the past year I'd been really kind of like having like a nice healing process around my whole life and my journey, my career as my younger self, and embracing everything I've been, and every and my career from when it began. I think there was a period of time where I tried to run away from it, and I've really like embraced it and publicly embraced it, and reconnected with the fans of that, and tried to and I've been feeling very nostalgic, as you put it, and using that as a way to, and also I've been feeling very nostalgic and really like kind of healed from a lot of things, and really proud of the career I've had so far, from a kid to now, and then also really excited to keep building on it, and figure out what like the next chapter is for me, and really excited to do it, and feeling a lot of joy in it. And I think I wanted the music to reflect that joy.
I sense that. It's interesting. I feel like a lot of artists of our generation are starting that process. Do you know what I mean? So like you look at what happened on the weekend with Coachella, and like how people, artists are just are
Justin
looking
on stage, looking back, watching his videos in front of the world. The Hannah Montana revival,
exactly.
I just think there's a lot of that happening right now, and it's like a really precious time for a lot of people that I grew up with in LA, and as in the entertainment business, and everyone's having their own version of like accepting what they've been through, and not running from it, kind of going, I was that, and I've been this, and I've done this, and I'm really proud of it, and we can all grow together. And I don't know, and not necessarily just artists, and I think people in general, like I think there's a real feeling of I don't know, there's a good energy in the world,
I
in
agree.
a lot of ways.
I think what's happening is, I think that a lot of people in our generation are starting to realize we don't have to perform for anyone or for people. I think, considering you were a child star, a lot of people in our generation, the advent of social media and wanting to have to look a certain way, behave a certain way, we then realize, hang on, we can just be completely ourselves, and people will love us for it. And if we just embrace the person that we were. Sorry, these mics are
good.
so
it's fine. I'm making
compressed.
sure it picks up my voice.
I think that's the essence of what's happened, is we simply just realize we can just relax and completely be ourselves and enjoy it, enjoy the moment. And that's what's happening. And,
totally. Because social media got so crazy for a bit, where like everyone was just putting influencers. Culture got so insane. And I think people now just want people to be able to be human and be themselves. And I also think their whole it feels like the kind of cancel culture's dying, like that's all dying as well, like for the better, you know what I mean? Like, and people are a little more tolerant with people being human and making mistakes and sharing the parts of themselves, the good, bad, the ugly, you know? And I certainly feel like I feel way more open about sharing who I am, you know, not trying to put on something.
Yeah.
And have, in turn, like that almost works in your favor in terms of you have more fun with it. You feel less inhibited, or like you need it to be, you trying to wedge yourself into something.
Do you know how I see kind of where you are in life right now? Have you seen that meme of two people on a bus? It's like one person's really like upset and sad, being like, everyone's watching me. On the other side, someone's really happy and saying the same thing. Everyone's watching me. It's like a change of perspective.
It's literally a reframing. You know, I genuinely believe there are multiple ways to look at the same thing. And again, I decided I'm okay I feel like and my nervous system is really ready to just have a really good time and have people see that and not care. And if people are kind of like, you know, not with it, you know what I mean? But for the most part, people like, that's, you know, people see someone having a really genuinely good time doing what they're doing. It inspires others to, you know, I'd love to be able to inspire others to have a really good time doing what they're doing.
You said something about your nervous system and how you finally feel like safe to be able to just be like, how did that happen? Because I'm sure there's so many people listening that go, you know, they flood with anxiety or the idea of simply like, I just want to be me. I want to be able to express myself, do these things. It requires a safe nervous system to do that.
It does.
And you've gone through quite a bit at the young age of 29. You know, where was that moment where you decided, I actually feel safe to be able to
It's so weird. I've been full circle. Like when I started, I firmly believe that what happened to me young happened to me because my nervous system was ready as early as it was to receive it.
Okay.
And because I chose to put myself out there, you know, in that way and be comfortable doing it. And I think that it happened because I was ready early, and I did it and loved it. And then it turned for me. Like I realized the intensity of of how seen I was, and how and subject to a lot of ridicule and judgment. And, you know, I became very self-conscious after a couple of years, you know, reading, you know, being subject at an age where my brain wasn't developed to like a lot of opinion. And growing up in front of people. And so it turned a little bit, and then I tried to turn away from it all and reject it and rebel against it I think it was a self-protection mechanism. Like a defense thing of going, oh, you know, I need to get away from, I feel trapped in it now. And then it took me a while to then come back around to like, I now feel like I'm back where I was as a 13, 14-year-old, but with the wisdom and experience to, you know, to have healed from it and to know what to look out for the second time. And that just took time. I think it was time, age and maturity and experience. And just being in it long enough to learn how to deal with it and find ways to sit in it and not be overwhelmed by it. You know, I meditate and exercise and practice sort of gratitude, and don't take everything anybody says or anything I read, you know, online, positive or negative, as the gospel, you know?
Sure.
I'm just like, it's just someone's opinion, whether they love you or hate you. In some ways, it's like you can't really be swayed by either. You know?
Interesting.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you practice gratitude. I think
that's a new thing for me.
Yeah? How did that come about?
I don't know. It's a really good question. I'm not sure. I think I just listened to something one day, or I read something and it felt really good. And I was like, oh, actually, I'm happier going about my day being grateful. And I think since then I've practiced and just had little mantras and things that I remind myself of that seem to just keep me in a much better place mentally.
People think it's so woo-woo to be able to do it. Yeah, but then once you start practicing a bit and you start to go, like your perspective changes, you start to do these exercises that really just make you see life for how it truly is.
Totally. Like I'm not sitting there with beads and incense and chanting, you know, like I've done that, you know, and at times I'm not, you know, I'm just sitting there kind of saying, you know, certain things to myself in my head or writing something down just as a reminder of like, you know, to remind.
Have you seen your creativity change in that mode?
Immensely.
Yeah.
Just with that clarity of mind, and creating like a child again in a state of play, and without judgment or without it needs to be this way or that way, and giving myself time to experiment and explore and just be a kid drawing with crayons almost, but in a little bit, you know, more advanced sense, you know.
Well, I mean, that's ultimate creativity, I feel, when it comes to especially being a musician, is simply...
The best work comes like that too, I found.
No judgment, like absolutely no judgment into anything like that.
Yeah. Going in allowing something to be bad, I've just started doing, going... I'm going to go in today and I accept that if it's bad, it's bad, and I'm not going to hold on to today having to be the best thing I've ever done, you know? Yeah. I think I would always go and go, it's got to be, you know? And then I'm now like, it's okay being, if it's a shit one today, you know? It's all part of the...
It's freedom of permission, allowing yourself to just... I mean, you know, going from winning to failing, allowing those things to happen. You can't always have a perfect thing. I think it's absolutely remarkable that you at 29 have had all these lessons and all these, you know, discoveries. Do you know what I mean? Like, these are things that I feel people... Like, I chat to artists who have, you know, been big in the 80s and have only just realized this now. Do you know what I mean? When was that one moment that you decided, I started
so young, I feel like I was big in the 80s.
Really? Yeah, the song sounds like it. But, you know, when was that one moment that you decided, hey, I want to free myself. I want to become the person that you are right now?
I felt for a while like I really held back from it, like I was holding myself back from really allowing myself to be who I was, and not have any shame in it. And it was part of me going back to LA and pursuing music again. That was like, I think because I'd done it and I'd been through the process, and of going, I'm only gonna do it if I make a decision before it even starts that I'm going to enjoy this, and if I'm not enjoying it, I'm not going to do it. And feeling really privileged that I have a chance to keep doing it as a, you know, and only that as a livelihood, and just reframe. I don't know when it happened. It was just like a reframing of, I saw it more as a privilege than an obligation. Right. And then everything changed. And I started having fun and taking the art seriously, but taking everything else way less seriously.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Did you have to say no to anything for that to happen?
Yeah. I would say I got better at saying no for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, the idea that saying no to something is a bigger yes to something else or whatever. I like that theory. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I like,
you know,
man.
But like, I don't know when it happened or what. It was just over time in the past probably year, getting to a place so going, allowing myself to have a good time and not being apologetic for, you know, being happy. I'm not trying to be happier than anyone else. I'm just happy, you know, trying to be happy.
Well, you
know
deserve
what I mean?
to enjoy your life.
Yeah, you deserve to enjoy your life. Everyone does, you know,
and meet you where you are right now.
Yeah.
I love it. This is probably one of the most deepest chats I think.
This is going crazy, right? Therapy session. It's so good. Oh man, I love it. We're it's great.
I think it's we feel that in your music. We feel that in this new path. I mean, when it comes to your music videos, even your social posts, you know, like you know, the everything you're writing in that blue text and everything. It's amazing. And honestly, Cody, man, I'm so excited to see what's going to happen in this next chapter. I think you're such a seasoned entertainer, you've gone through quite a bit, and you're discovering just this huge perspective on life that everyone needs to accept, and the importance of allowing your nervous system to receive.
Yeah,
that's
totally.
so important.
That's literally what it is in a nutshell. And I think everyone's on their varying sort of, and I'm on my, my own varying sort of stage towards getting to wherever, we all hope to get to. And, but yeah, it's a really just like the nervous system being ready to receive is a huge bit of it. I didn't realize that. I saw something about it a few months ago, and I was like, God, that's so true. And at times when I have received things, it was because I was ready, and at times I haven't. It's because I was subconsciously rejecting it.
Beautiful, man.
Yeah.
I love it. I've got one last question for you, because this conversation has flown past.
Crazy.
Is simply, I saw something you said about your 13th birthday, that you spent your whole 13th birthday at the Warner Music offices, meeting
Atlantic
after meeting. Just knowing everything you know now. I mean, it's been 6 years since you've done music. You're getting back into it. You know yourself the most, and you've experienced quite a bit. What would you say to that 13-year-old sitting there at the Warner Music Studios?
Strap in.
Yeah. Is anything you learned since then, or one lesson you could kind of teach him?
In all seriousness, I mean, it's so hard because I had to go through the things I went through, and I was in the place I was at the time I was supposed to be there. Like, I would just say, I mean, it's so cliche to say like worry less, but I think at the time I was so, it's so funny how urgent I was as a kid for it all to happen like tomorrow, and not realizing how much time I had and stuff. And it was, it'd be more like, just look around you a little bit more, because like it's all going to happen, and you get, and be appreciative of it when it does. I think it was more like I just was always so hell-bent on achieving the big dream, and not looking around me enough, because it was like not enough, or it was 3,000 people instead of 30,000. You know what I mean?
Yes,
it was like, but I was like 15. You know what I mean? Doing like, I need to, wanting more and more, and that is a blessing and a curse to never be satisfied, because it's what drove me, and it's why I think I was on that path and hungry and trying to achieve and stuff. But I just tell them to enjoy it more and be more grateful. The gratitude thing, because it took me took me 15 years to learn it. So yeah.
Beautiful, man. Gratitude is so important. I'm grateful for you being here and for us to have this really deep therapy chat on the show. Baby Blue was amazing. I can't wait to play it more, and for the world to love
playing it. And I really appreciate it. I'm stoked that
this is not going to be the last.
I'm grateful.
Of course.
To bring that back.
Cody, buddy, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good, man.
That was so sick. That was so great.
All good.
I didn't expect this to get that deep and meaningful.
You know what? It's the truth. That's the way that is how I genuinely felt